Good morning, everyone. This is Dina, and today is Thursday. It is the 10th of October, and I'm here with a little bit of a happy mail. I just wanted to share with you something I received from England yesterday. I was the lucky recipient of a giveaway from Carrie from the Kitty Stitcher, and Carrie had hit a milestone in her subscribers and did a subscriber giveaway, and I won, and I'm so excited. I actually had seen Carrie highlight this item on her channel and talk about where she got it, and I went and looked, and with the pricing of the item and the shipping from England, it was more than my Stitch from Stash budget could take at that moment, and so I didn't order it right away. I was gonna have to wait a little bit. And I'm so glad I waited because it was Carrie's giveaway. So I got a floss buddy, and this is what it looks like. Each of these little sections here, each pocket, holds a floss bobbin. And this is a very nice batting that fuzzy, it holds them in so they don't slip right out. And look how many I have. This is a 45 floss holder, so that's pretty neat. Let me tell you why I'm excited about this. I love the vinyl front project bags so you can see your project, but most of them are very tight. They don't give a whole lot like the fabric do. And so when I put my small bobbin boxes in a vinyl front bag, it tends to create a mountain, like this. And the vinyl is not that forgiving, so it will crease it if you're not careful. I've learned that the hard way. And so I thought, ooh, I guess I better put my bobbins on rings to store in my smaller vinyl front bags. Well, when I saw this, I thought that would be a great way to put my threads in a vinyl front bag because it's flat and it wouldn't create that crease in my vinyl. So I'm gonna try that, and I'm very excited about it. This is the front of the Floss Buddy, and it's a beautiful panel. I think it's gorgeous. Carrie actually told me that she's bought one of the same so that we are gonna be Floss Buddy twins. So I can't wait to see which project Carrie puts in hers. But this has a little Velcro closure, so you can put your pattern or your whatever your other necessities are in here. You could put your scissors, needles, whatever you want to put in here, and you wouldn't have to have a little small accessory bag. You could actually use this for that, or just put your pattern in there. Either way, but it's a nice Velcroed pocket. It's nice and small, but I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to try it out. But that's not all. Carrie took full advantage of this pocket, and she had things in it. First of all, she had me a card. Isn't that precious? If you've ever watched Kitty Stitcher, you know that she is the kindest hearted person, and she actually fosters cats that are waiting for adoption, and she's had up, I think, as many as 12 at one time. She doesn't have that many anymore. Some were adopted, and unfortunately, some have already passed away from disease that they inherited. But Carrie, thank you for your loving heart. You inspire me. And she also gave me some needle minders that are perfect for this season. And I just started Sleepy Hollow on October 2nd, so these are going on that project. I can't wait to use those, Carrie. Thank you. And I've never had Jodery Designs threads before, so I was really tickled when Carrie gave me two. This is Caribbean Seas. It is a limited edition hand-dyed thread from Jodery Designs. Isn't that beautiful? And this one is called Green Dragon. It's beautiful too. And they look very, very nice together. So, a project with that, gorgeous. So I'll be looking for something to do on that. And then I also received from Chromatic Alchemy. I've never had their fabric before, but this is a 32 count Opal Murano, and the colorway is Kebab. It may be Hubbub. I can't hardly read the first letter, but I hope you're, yeah, you can see it. Look at that sparkle. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know about you, but to me, that screams Christmas. I think that's beautiful. Carrie, thank you. I can't wait to figure out what I'm gonna stitch on it. I'll let that resonate with me for a little while until something hits me. But I just want to thank you again for your lovely giveaway, and congratulations on your subscriber milestone. And I hope that any of you who haven't watched Carrie will go and check out Kitty Stitcher and watch her. Hello everyone, good morning. It is Sunday. It is the 13th of October, and I'm here to give you an update on what little bit of stitching I've done, not much, and on how the new puppy's going. We picked up this puppy on Saturday, and when we got to the breeder's home, there was another couple getting their puppy first. And they had finished talking with him, and he was going to the big crate where all the puppies were to get out their puppy. And when he opened the door, our puppy wanted to come out too. And since we were sitting right there, he said, okay, I'll let you out too. When he did, Coco ran straight to me as if she knew me, and I had never met her. She ran right up to me and wanted me to pick her up, and I did, and she just snuggled right into my arms. She had my heart at that moment. I loved on her. My husband had just gone to the car to get the blanket that we were going to have them rub on her mother to get her mother's scent on it. And when he opened the door to come back in from the car, I already had her in my arms. When he left, she was in the crate. So he thought that was great. Our son went with us, and after I held her a little bit, I handed her to him, and she snuggled with him and let him love on her. And then I took her out to go potty, and she didn't the first time I took her out. And then the breeder told me she'd only been out 15 minutes before. So we sat down and we talked with him, and I held her and played with her and loved on her while we did all that. And then my husband got to play with her. And while we finished up paperwork and got some vitamins and things that she needed. And then we went to outside, and before we got in the car, she did go potty. And so my son and I sat in the back seat, and she curled up right next to my son and promptly went to sleep with his hand holding her. So if I remember, I'll insert that picture. It's really sweet. Then we were about an hour away, so we came home, and she did the trip beautifully. She didn't get sick. She didn't whimper. She was perfectly happy with us. We got home, and we put her down and let her go potty, which she did. And then we came into the house, and we walked her around in the rooms that she's allowed to be in right now while we're potty training, which are very few. And we had some toys for her, which we had taken with us, a couple, and so we continued to play with those with her. And we introduced a couple of treats, trying to teach her name, and she's still learning it. She doesn't know it yet. And then we started trying to teach her to go in her crate with her treats, and she went in beautifully. Our breeder had already started crate training her, he said. And said she'd already spent 2 nights in the crate and told us what to do to keep going. And we fed her in the crate, and she ate her food pretty well. He said she might not eat for a couple of days, but she ate the first night here, which made me feel good. And then we played and we played and we went back outside, and she was a good girl every time. And fingers crossed, so far, no accidents. She is really learning quick. We're trying to teach her to use a teacher's desk bell. We had purchased Poochie bells, but the breeder said that a little teacher's desk bell right on the floor where they can tap it with their nose or their paw was even better, because if they're on the door, every time you open the door and they hear the bell, they think they have to go out. And we hadn't thought of that. So we sent back the Poochie bells yesterday, and we went and bought teacher bells. My husband did. It's been great. It's been wonderful. We played and we had a wonderful time with her, and she seems to be bonding very well. If any of us leave the room, she whimpers. She likes us all to be there as her pack, I guess. But we are trying to spell each other and rest. So my son went down for a nap. My husband went for a run. And today, right now, she's downstairs with my son in his apartment. We have a little play pen in the living room, and she will go in and out of it, and she'll go in it and play a little while, and then she'll come out and lay. She loves to hide under the coffee table, I guess dinning, you know. And then she'll want to come up and get in your lap, and she wants to love on you for a minute, and then she wants to sit right next to you where she can touch you and feel you, but she doesn't necessarily want you holding her. I think she gets too hot. But for now, I'm not getting much stitching done. So I'll show you what I have done. I have a new start that I am doing. It is gift stitching, so I'm not going to tell you much about that other than it's going to be a gift for someone. But it is a Lizzie Kate, and it is a part of a series. And this one is called Forgive, Move On. And it just says, forgive, move on, think happy thoughts. And I just thought that would be an encouragement. And I started it and have been working on it just a little bit, but I haven't been able to finish it yet. And this is where I'm at. I'm on the think happy thoughts. So, haven't gotten too far. So, I do have the word thoughts to finish and then some border at the bottom. So who knows, if I get any stitching time in today, I might make some progress on it. But then of course today the new homework will come out for tomorrow, and that will be interesting to see if I get to do any of the School of Magical Stitches homework. We'll see. I may not get to stitch until my son gets off work and takes the dog downstairs. It's like having a newborn. It really, really is like having a new baby. It truly, truly takes about that much time, in case you've forgotten, in case you haven't had a puppy in a while, as we had not. But we had been watching a lot of videos, and I think we were ready for it, and I think we were prepared for that. And so I was not frustrated or upset with her at all for anything that happened as far as her sleeping or not sleeping or, you know, wanting to be with us. I actually love it. I love her cuddling, and, you know, I really enjoy her being with me. So I actually miss her already just with her downstairs with my son. So she stood this morning at my feet, laid across my feet while I dried my hair and put my makeup on. So, you know, she's just right there with Mama, and she didn't care what I was doing. She was just right there with me. And I just think that's precious. So anyway, thanks for all the wonderful comments about her. And I'll try not to wax on poetic about the dog every time I get on here. And I hope you enjoyed the little video clips of her on her first day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dina. And today is the 15th of October. It is a Tuesday, and I'm whispering a little bit because I have a sleeping puppy at my feet, and I would like for her to stay sleeping for a little while. So how is stitching going with a brand new baby puppy? Not a lot, but it's temporary. I know that, and it's going to be so worth it. I did have a piece, a small, that I was working on, and so while she was playing in the living room in her playpen before we moved it in here, I took my Lowry stand in the living room and put a little table next to my couch that's on wheels, and I set up a little temporary stitching spot there in the living room with her, and she let me stitch quite a bit that day. I would say maybe an hour all total. I have to jump up, and take her out, and I have to make sure she's happy playing, and I don't want her to be bored. Puppies get in trouble when they're bored. But then my son came and got her in the afternoon on Sunday or Monday. He was off Monday. He came and got her Monday for an hour and a half, took her to his apartment. He had made a safe play area for her, blocked everything off with furniture, and turned stuff on its side to keep her from getting out. And then he crawled in there with her and played with her and kept her in his apartment for about an hour and a half, and I got to stitch. So a little bit over the weekend, not much, nothing like I normally do, but it was enough for a finish. This is a small Lizzie Kate. It's called it's called Forgive, Move On, and Think Happy Thoughts. But the name of it is Forgive, Move On. It is a 3 little words series. This is the second in the series, and I just like this one, and I think it's so apropos right now because we have to forgive Coco and move on when she doesn't quite do what she's supposed to do. That's what you get when you have a little puppy learning. Anyway, I thought this was a really cute piece, and I was able to finish it. I'm thinking of making it into a little pillow, but that was the finish, and that's all the stitching that I've been able to do since Saturday. But today I have been prepping for a retreat. I'm leaving Thursday to go on a retreat. Yes, you heard me right. I'm leaving Thursday. My husband is having heart failure already over it because he says that the puppy does best with me, and she does really. She potties better with me. She tends to mind better because we're the ones spending all the time together so much. And I think this will be a great experience for my husband to bond with her and to learn her commands and, make sure we're doing everything the same. And then hopefully she will at least not lose any ground while I'm gone. But I am going to Herndon, Virginia. I'm going to the Stitchfest that's sponsored by Stephanie from Miss Oh So Crafty on YouTube. And Katrina Boyd is going to be there helping her with this retreat. So I am flying to Herndon, Virginia on Thursday morning, and I'm going to be there for the retreat, and I'll fly back on Sunday. So I'm prepared with right now 4 projects to take with me. I'm so excited about going. My husband still can't believe I'm going to leave this little baby here, but I want to go. I'm going to need that time of stitching because I probably won't get a lot right when I get back home either. And I just want to meet these other stitchers that are going to be there, some of whom I didn't get to meet because I miss going to New Jersey. And I just don't want to give that up. And I think it'll be great for my husband and my son to bond with this puppy if I'm not here. That will allow them more time together. And I think it'll be good in the long run. And I'm just hoping she doesn't forget me. I don't think she will. But, absence may make the heart grow fonder for her. I hope so. Anyway, she's still sleeping, so she won't make an appearance in person. But at the end of this video, you'll see plenty of footage of her. Plenty of pictures. And I hope you enjoy them. All right, everyone, enjoy your stitching. I'll come back as soon as I can when I have something to share, or at the retreat maybe I'll do a video taping or something there. So I will talk to you soon, and I hope you're enjoying your stitching. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Dina, and today is Thursday. It is October the 17th, and I am in Herndon, Virginia. It was quite an experience getting here today. I, for the first time, drove myself to a MARTA station north of Atlanta. in Doraville. And I got on the MARTA there and rode it all the way to the airport. So I didn't have to fight that Atlanta traffic myself. I got off the MARTA which is a train station, a train type rail transportation we have in Atlanta. And I got to the airport, I got checked in, and got to my gate and found out that my flight was going to be delayed. So I know my ABCs. I brought cross stitch. So I got to stitch a little bit at the airport because I had extra time. I went ahead and pulled it out. I had it in my carry-on bag. And so I stitched at the airport, and what I did was I continued stitching on a piece that I had already started last week. I worked on it for the Harry Potter movie, the Half-Blood Prince, and then I worked on it today traveling here. When I got here at the airport in Dulles, I called the hotel and they sent their shuttle over, and the shuttle driver was phenomenal. He was so friendly, told me all about himself and how he's lived here for so long and his job's driving, and he offered to take any of us who needed to go anywhere, to dinner, shopping, whatever. He said he would drive us. So we took him up on that tonight. A bunch of us sat and stitched. I'll try to remember several people that were there. I met Jessie Marie, first time meeting her, and she is adorable and absolutely great fun to talk with. And I got to see Arlene Cohen again, and got to meet Crafty Kim and Letitia and Ingeborg. I was just starstruck. I met them all. I was fangirling all over the place. I made a fool of myself, but it was okay. They didn't mind. So they forgave me. I also got to see Andrea C. again from I Heart Cross Stitch. And there were 2 or 3 other new ladies that I had never met before, and I got to meet them. But there were about 10 or 11 of us that were stitching down in the lobby, and we decided it was time for dinner. And so our shuttle driver drove us to a restaurant. We had dinner together. It was wonderful. We came back here, and several people had traveled a long way and were tired and went on up to their rooms. But several of us who felt a little bit more rested, I didn't do a whole lot of driving today, so I wasn't exhausted. But several of us went down and we stitched a little bit more. And Katrina showed up, and after putting some of her stuff together, she came down and visited with us for a while. And we chatted and talked and just had a great time. And so we will start officially with everybody tomorrow. The stitching room opens at 9 a.m. I plan to be there at 9 a.m. So today, with all my travel stitching, having worked on this piece several times, just short periods of time, tonight it was awesome because I finally got to finish it. This is my December of my year of celebration. Let me move that thread there. And I'll put this behind it because the light behind it kind of makes it translucent. There's my December. I did the DMC conversion to it. I think it's precious. So there you have it. I got tickled tonight. I asked the ladies, I said, since we're stitching together, can I count this as my first finish of the retreat? Maybe the only one I have. But they all agreed that I could count it. Anyway, it's been fun. I'm so glad to be here. My husband and I have been chatting back and forth all day today as he was checking on me, making sure that I was doing each leg of the trip okay, because I was a little nervous about it. And I travel well, but usually with him. And so I don't worry about where I'm parking or how to get on a train, or, I just follow along, go with him most of the time. He's figured that all out. Today I had to do it all on my own. I know I can, it just made me a little nervous, but I got here, did just fine. But I got really tickled when he sent me a text today and said my daily dose of cuteness, and it was a couple pictures of my puppy. So excited about that. I got to hear her on the phone barking and whimpering a little bit as he was talking with me on the phone, and she wanted his attention, and it was so sweet to hear her. So I've been talking about her and showing everybody pictures. I hope I'm over that now, and you know, I can talk about something other than my new puppy tomorrow. But I am excited about her, and I can't help it. She's so precious to me. I hope that you guys are having a great day of stitching tomorrow. I hope you get some stitching time. I am thrilled that I'm going to get to stitch all day tomorrow. And I brought 4 projects to work on. I'll let you know each day. I'll give you kind of an update of what I've been working on and how it's going. So thanks for coming along with me on my retreat. I know it's going to be great fun. I'm just so tickled to get to meet Stephanie. She is such a delight in person, just as kind and sweet as she is on her channel. And I've enjoyed talking with her today. So I hope if you have people that you can get together with and stitch, that you'll do it. Make the effort to do it. It is just so different. It's so fun. It's enabling, but it's fun. Stephanie, Miss Oh So Crafty, has already shown me a pattern that she thought I would have to have, and she was absolutely right. I'm already the first one. I've been enabled. Oh well, we are guilty of doing that for each other, aren't we? I will let you get back to your stitching. I'm going to go to bed and get some rest, and then hopefully give you an update tomorrow. Happy stitching, everyone. Good night. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is Saturday. It is the 19th of October, and our Stitchfest is just now coming to a close. We've said goodbyes. We've promised to see each other again as soon as possible, and people are headed back into their rooms like I am, packing and getting ready for their departure either this evening. Some people are driving home tonight, and some of us are flying or driving home tomorrow. So I just wanted to go ahead and record some of these thoughts and feelings and memories before I get too far away from them and then forget to say something. So I just wanted to say that this retreat has been a mixture for me of some really good stitching time, some really good conversations with different people, some one-on-one conversations, and some around the whole table. Some unexpected surprises, like an entire table of people singing happy birthday to no one in particular at designated times that they picked just to surprise everyone. It was a great time. We've had a really good weekend. Had a great dinner Thursday night. Had a lovely day of stitching on Friday. I recorded on Friday night a little bit of that progress. And so today I've had the pleasure of meeting some more people that I hadn't had a chance to sit and stitch with on Friday, and get to continue stitching and talking with those that I met yesterday. And I actually got some work done as well. So I wanted to go ahead and share that with you. We did a different exchange this year than I've ever done before, and it was delightful, and I'm going to share that with you and tell you about mine as well. And then we had the, I guess, a little bit of a sadness having to say goodbye, you know, and head home. So let's start with progress since I last spoke with you. I decided after working on my patterns yesterday, I worked a great deal of time on my gift that I'm stitching. This is my happy place that I'm going to be sending to my friend Gloria in exchange for the one she stitched for me. And I have finished the bulk of that project now, and I'm down to the final row at the bottom of those spools of thread and the buttons. And so I am ready to hopefully finish that once I get home. It might take me a day or two to get all that done, but I'm hoping to finish it in the coming week and then be able to post that on off to my friend Glow. I'm not going to show you that finish until I've gifted it, so I'll do a little clip on it when I do finish it and before I send it off in the mail, and I'll share that with you later. But that was a large portion of my stitching yesterday, and then this morning I decided to start on something different that I could do for another prompt for my homework in School of Magical Stitches. And one of the prompts that we had to work on was something that actually had a house on it. And so I've done way more than 200 stitches on this piece. But this is the Little House Neighborhood. And if you recall, I had stitched the outline of this house, the roof, the windows, and the door, and a little white picket fence, so that all I would have to do was fill in stitches and not have to count and not have to change threads. So that's what I did this morning. I worked on this before lunch, and then right after lunch I finished it up. But this is the house. It's now finished for my Little House Neighborhood. So this one will hopefully hit 2 prompts on School of Magical Stitches, and I'll be posting the first one of those 2 as soon as I finish filming with you guys. So that's that. The next piece that I picked up to work on, and I think I've almost hit my 200 stitches, and I'm planning on doing that tonight before I go to bed. And that is the piece that you felt you might consider your best work or your best piece right now, one that you might win a ribbon with or something like that. And that is my Seaside Kingdom. So I worked on that this evening. I'm going to count my stitches up and see how many more I need and try to get those 200 stitches completed so I can post that for tonight. And if you're counting, then that would be 2 more prompts that I can post today. So next I want to share with you my haul. When we come to a retreat here or anywhere that Katrina Boyd is sponsoring, she brings her mobile store with her, and she sets it up in the room, and we get the pleasure of shopping at our leisure. And at the end of the retreat, whenever you're ready, you can go with her and cash out. But she actually gives you a bag, a shopping bag. It's just a hot pink shopping bag, and you keep that bag with you the whole weekend. And as you find things that you want, you just put them in your bag. And then at the end, you check out. So I picked out some patterns. I didn't get fabric this time because a couple of pieces that I considered for projects were the wrong count. And the projects were going to be way too big on. So I didn't wind up getting fabric this time. But I did get some patterns, and I want to share those with you. This first one is a Summer House Stitchworks. It'll be the first one I've done from Summer House Stitchworks, and it's called Simple Threads, and that's the name of the pattern, and I thought it would look really cute in my sewing room. And I love the fall colors. So that is going to be something I hope to get to work on next year. And then I have a pattern that I will be stitching hopefully in a year or two from now. That's for my sister Stephanie, so I'm not going to share that pattern with you, but I may share that as I'm working on it on Instagram. And then this one I thought was precious, and it's actually made here as a tree ornament. I've got to see how big it winds up being on different fabric, but this may very well become a Christmas card for my adopted mother, because she collects snowmen, and I think that's really precious. This is a hands-on design, and the name of it is Ready, Set, Snow, and so I picked that one up today, so I could have it for maybe next year to do a Christmas piece. And the last one I picked up for me, and it's for my stitching room as well, and it's called Stitch Over 2. It is a hands-on design. It is a pin keep and scissor fobs, or gift tags, whatever you want those to be, but I just thought that was precious, so pick that up. So the last thing I want to share with you as far as items to show you is to tell you a bit about our swap. This was voluntary, but if you wanted to participate, you were to go and find your favorite freebie pattern. Couldn't be one you bought, it needed to be a freebie, and you were to kit it up. And you had the option of either putting it in a project bag or just wrapping it as a gift. And I am happy to say that every single package that was put out for the swap was in some sort of project bag, whether it be the typical vinyl front or the envelope style that Vanna showed us all how to make, or one young lady had made reversible tote bags that you know, just had handles that were part of the bag that came up, and you could reverse it. It was great idea. I had put my project in a bag that was a fabric tote bag, a small tote bag, because it was a small project, and I had printed a freebie off that was a Quaker acorn pattern, and it was a monochromatic piece in the pattern. So I went ahead and pulled out a beautiful neutral linen, and I got a variegated fall colored silk that I thought would stitch it beautifully. It's what I would have stitched if I were doing it for myself. And I was so worried that because the bag was not the typical project bag, that someone might not like it. And it stayed on the table for a little while, and I thought, oh, it's going to wind up being the last one, and the poor person who's last will have to take it whether they like it or not. But I was very pleased when that didn't happen. A lady actually chose the bag. She wanted it, and she said she had actually been sweating over it because she was afraid somebody would take it before she got there. And it really made me feel good to hear that. But I am very pleased to share with you what I got. I picked this bag, and you'll probably know why immediately. With me working on Simply Love, these pink hearts, I've been seeing pink, you know, heart-shaped filigrees and swirls for a year now. And this bag just resonated with me. It reminded me of that very, very much. And I love the fact that there is a little tiny bit of color variation in here from pink to orange, and they chose to put the orange button there to accent it, and I think that was so cute. And then when you open it up, the inside is a beautiful brown and pink, and that just screams me. I love that sort of style, and I think the fabric is lovely. So what did I get as my freebie? I can show it to you because it is a freebie pattern, but it is a Solaria Gallery. It's a Victorian Christmas ornament. Oleana is the name of it, and this is the pattern. I think it's beautiful. This is a black and gold rendition. I don't know. I don't think those are the real colors because there's too many colors over here for it to be black and gold. I also had this Quiet Please cross stitcher at work as one of my freebies. I got two in my bag, which was good because this one I already have. And as you know, I'm already stitching. So I'm delighted to get this one, and I'll have to work on that for Christmas. Then my benefactor gave me a lot of goodies, and I was just so impressed by the thoughtfulness of some of these items, and I just wanted to show them to you because it gave me some ideas for the future. The threads for that project are here, and this individual actually put them in floss away bags and then put a card in it with the number already on it, so it's kitted if that's your system. But there's also a bobbin in there, if you can see that, in case you're a bobbinator. So you can put them in any way you like. But I'm gonna leave mine like this because they're kitted for this project. And that means I don't have to do anything else to it. And then I had a hoop so that I could get started on the project. And look at the way my fabric was displayed. Isn't that lovely? Very nice. It's wrapped around a little cardboard, so it kept it in a lovely presentation. So, really like that. And then I had a pair of travel scissors and a packet of Peacemaker needles. Then there is a gift bag here that these little extras had come in. This is just a little quilted gift bag, and these, there's a side pocket here to put things in. This opens into a side pocket there as well, and the other side does the same, so you actually can have these little side pockets in here. And then you have a drawstring to pull it closed. Just a lovely gift bag. I really think the lady who gifted me this bag made this as well. So to say I was delighted with my bag was an understatement. It's awesome. And the contents were so thoughtful and so well done. I'm going to remember that trick about presenting the fabric because that was precious. So I'm going to put this back away. So forgive it if it makes a little noise going back in the folder. Now, so had a great time. Wish you could have all been here. I had the privilege of going with Katrina to look at a location for next year that might allow her to add some more places. She and Stephanie are going to be talking about that. But the dates for next year have already been selected, and Katrina will be posting those in her Cross Stitch Retreats website and putting the information out there. And I'll be sure and put that information below so you can find her and look at all her retreats and pick one that might be near you and try to go. Well, it has been a balm to my soul to be here and see everybody and to meet all these wonderful people that we got to meet. But I have a cute story to share with you. While we were there stitching, a lot of the time we have the doors open to the room, and a young girl was here with her parents and her older brother on vacation, and she wanted to know what was going on in the room. So finally she and her mom caught some of the ladies going in and out of the room and asked what was happening, and we said, come on in and look, you know, we're doing needlework. And so she came in and she looked at the finish table and she looked at all of the patterns and she talked to some of the people around the room to see what they were working on. And it turned out she was fascinated. So Katrina hooked her up, got her a beginner kit together, and picked out something that the little girl really wanted to stitch and got her all set up. And she took it upstairs to her hotel room and she got busy and she started stitching. So we checked with her today as she was, we saw her throughout the hotel, and she said she absolutely loves it. And I had the privilege of talking with her and her mom and dad and her brother tonight, as one of the times when I came out of the room with Amy from Amy Loves Toads. And we got to stand and talk with them for a few minutes and tell them all about floss tube how to look it up. We went online and showed them how to find different videos and encouraged them to find videos for tutorials on how to stitch or how to make the, you know, different stitches that she might want to learn, and just so that she could have a resource when we're not around. And I think her parents were thrilled. She loves it and was working really hard on her piece and enjoying it. And what tickled me so much is that her father shared with us that she had told he and his wife that her coming into that room and seeing all of that beautiful work and getting her to learn how to cross stitch was the highlight of her vacation. So that was pretty awesome. Well, I hope she'll be a new stitcher, and I hope in the years to come she shows up at our retreats. That would be really, really good. Well, I'm going to turn in after I do a few more stitches and see if I can't finish this prompt. I've got my bags ready, repacked, ready to go in the morning, and I have missed my family and my new addition, my little puppy. My husband's been kind enough to send me pictures of her every day, doing something new and learning something new, and I think they've had a good time together. I really do. So I hope you've gotten in even more stitching than I have, and I hope you're enjoying every minute of it. I'll talk to you soon. All of you guys that are traveling back today or tomorrow from the retreat, safe travels to you, and I'll see you next time. Happy stitching, everyone. Good night. Okay, look here, look here. Can you look around? Huh? Can you look around? This is Coco. This is Coco. She went to the groomer today for the first time. Can you see her beautiful eyes? I was not happy. I was not happy when I saw that stark cut of hair on her face. I felt like she looked like she'd been to the beach and had worn sunglasses all day. What do you think? Hey, hey, pretty. Look up here. That's Coco. This is Coco. You want down? You want to play? Okay, there you go. There you go. Hi, everyone. This is Dina. Welcome back. I have a couple of things to share with you today. I wanted to let you see some progress that I had made doing my stitching at the retreat. But also, when I got home, I stitched on this piece again for homework. So I actually put in another, 239 stitches in Seaside Kingdom. So here's where we've gotten to now. And you may not be able to tell an awful lot until I point it out to you, but I think you'll be able to tell the difference when I do, because I had been working over here on this side for a while and had come up in here and started working the castle over here. Well, now I've worked the castle all the way across, and I've done this entire, what I'm calling a turret. I know that's really not what it is. A tower, maybe that's a better way to put it. I did this tower, and I got that all done in except for the beads. And so this little border right here is actually the top of the little boy's hat. Really, really pleased about that. So I'm gonna come on down and do the little boy and then fill the castle in, I think, around him. So adjusting the plans. She's tearing up her bed, by the way. You may be able to hear her. Adjusting the plans on that one, I don't see that there's any way I'm gonna finish that this month. So I'm just gonna keep plugging away on it and hope to finish it by the end of the year. My stitching time is drastically reduced right now, as it should be, but she's beginning to like playing in my sewing room. She has a little bed in here that she's giving what for, and she has chew toys and things like that. So I wish you could see what she's doing. If she's still doing it by the time I finish showing you this next piece, I'll turn the camera around and show you. The next thing I did for this homework prompt for the Seaside Kingdom was for something that had water. Something that obviously has water. It's right by the sea. And the next thing, we had to pick whether something was dark and cold or whether it was light and warm. And I picked dark and cold for a change. That's not usually my style, but I'm working on Sleepy Hollow. So I did another pumpkin, another bat, and another pumpkin, backstitched it and all. So all that's left on this top row now is the other spider web, but I had 200 and something stitches. Let me look, 237 stitches in it, and I only needed 200 for homework. So I went ahead and stopped there so I could start working on another prompt rather than continuing on with this one right now. But I'm pleased with that. I'm almost all the way across the top, and then I can just start working the whole thing going down. Anyway, today I was able to meet a prompt in the School of Magical Stitches. This prompt was the one in which you were to take the letters from the word boat, B-O-A-T, and you could stitch on any piece that started with that in the title of the piece's name, the designer's name, or the publisher's name. So I decided to use the T for Tempting Tangles because I hadn't touched this piece in a little while, and I worked on Jumping Jack Frost. I'm hoping you can tell a little bit about the difference because you can see the face now, but I actually did a lot of my 200 stitches in back stitches. I back stitched all the leaves here, and I back stitched the face. And I did count them, 2 stitches equals 1 cross stitch. So I truly did stitch 205 cross stitches. And then after I finished all this back stitching, I came over here and I've inserted another color all the way down until I hit 205 stitches. So I'm hoping the next time I work on this, maybe I can get another big chunk of the pumpkin done, you know, and start moving my way on over to finish this big pumpkin. And then there'll be leaves over here and this little filigree at the bottom. So this piece is going to be a fun one. I'm enjoying it. I'm not in any hurry, you know, to finish it. I really have enjoyed the journey on this one. So I just wanted to share that with you and show it to you. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is October 25th and this is Dina to give you a little bit of an update today. I was working on prompt for the 24 hours of cross stitch today, and I worked on the freebie pattern Quiet Please, and I'm doing this for the letter N in autumn harvest, and the N stood for no cost. So this is a freebie pattern, and I actually stitched 243 stitches in here today to get the 240. I did the heart, this little purple motif here, and this blue bird right here. So got those done today and helped make this a little further along than it was before. So I'm really pleased with that. I did hit the 3 prompts that were required for our homework for School of Magical Stitches. And if I can eke out tomorrow a little more stitching on either Little Neighborhood or Giggles in the Snow, I can get an actual extra credit one. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But hello everyone, this is Dina, and today I am pulling the names for the winners of my giveaways. This is Be Thankful. It is the first one that we're going to do the random number generator for. And so I am going to switch over now to my iPad, and we're going to select the winner randomly. There were 57 people that was interested in Be Thankful. So we're going to generate a winner. Number 29. Number 29 is Robbie Thurston. Robbie Thurston, congratulations. You're the winner of Be Thankful. Okay, next we're going to give away Baby Flake. And Baby Flake had quite a bit of interest, had 25 people that wanted Baby Flake. So we're going to change this number to 25. And we're going to generate a winner. 8. Number 8 is Gigi Stitches. Gigi, you've won Baby Flake. And so I will put a comment on your comment and then ask that you notify me of your mailing address. Thank you. All right, now we're going to give away the pattern Teddy Bear. This is a Joan Elliott pattern. And there were 19 Joan Elliott fans out there that wanted to stitch this. So we'll change this to 19. And we'll hit generate. And it's number 6. And number 6 is Oh My Ada. What a great name. Oh My Ada, you've won the teddy bear, the joyful teddy bear. So again, I'll comment on your comment also, but if you would, send me your mailing address to my email below and I'll get this pattern in the mail to you. Our next giveaway is poinsettia. This is a Jeanette Cruz Designs as well as the Baby Flake one, if I didn't mention that. And there were 32 people interested in the poinsettia. So we'll go over here and change this to 32. And we'll generate a winner. Number 9. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Number 9 is Gigi Stitches, and she won the other one. So we're going to have to generate again. Hang on, my puppy's gotten herself trapped. There we go. We'll generate one more time. And this is number 20. Number 20 is Donna Dorman. Donna Dorman. If you will send me your mailing address to my email listed below, I can get poinsettia to you. And my final pattern that I'm giving away today is the Glendon Place pattern, I'll Be Home for Christmas. And I will tell you, you do have time to stitch it between now and Christmas if you make it your focus piece. So there were 62 people who were interested in this one. So we will change it to 62. We'll hit generate. 54. Number 54 is Kim Bear Stitches. Kim Bear Stitches, you are the lucky winner of the Glendon Place pattern, I'll Be Home for Christmas. So if you will, please send me your email address. Then I can get these patterns to you. And I appreciate everybody for participating in my celebration of 4,500 subscribers. And I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing and coming back to visit with me. This is a small way for me to say thank you, and I hope you enjoy your patterns. Happy stitching, everyone. This is Coco, our newest addition to the family. She's not quite sure of her new home yet, but she does like her toy her big brother gave her. And she does like her chew toy.